name is Naomi Abigail, and I'm here today to talk about hair. Throughout our life, we try to change our identity. We try to find out who we are. We try to shape it and change it. And for me, one way of doing that was through my hair. This was me a year ago, regular brown hair, nothing special. But then I changed. I got bangs, then I looked petrified, and then I had blonde hair. A little later, in the summer when I was in China, I got red hair, which then quickly faded into ginger. But hey, their great wall lasted for many years. See, for all the changes, I every time felt different. And when I got here in Hanoi, I wanted to blend in with the locals. So I ate spring rolls, played badminton in the park, and even got Vietnamese hair. But throughout all these changes, what the most important thing was is that I realized every different aspect of my identity. And even as a young girl, I was always changing my hair. And I quickly learned that mud is not a great way of coloring your hair. So we try to portray a certain message with hair. Think about someone with dreadlocks. We immediately feel that we know something about that person. Or think about an angel. What color hair does an angel have? Hair has different meaning. And because of that, hair has been used to oppress people. The Mongolian warrior Genghis Khan understood this when he established the Mongol Empire in India. One of the first rules that he implemented was for his soldiers to cut the women's braids, to take out their henna dye and cover their hair with dust. And for centuries, the shaving of the head has been used to oppress and identify slaves. And even today, in North Korea, only a select amount of hairstyles are allowed, which must make the life of hairdressers a lot easier. But because hair has different cultural meanings, we have to understand them and realize them so that we can embrace them and use them for good. The ancient Greeks understood the concept of hair in different colors, and they used stereotypes as well. In their plays, actors wore different color wigs to portray different types of characters. Blonde wigs were used for the heroes. Black wigs were portrayed to portray a witch, and red wigs were used to portray a clown. So there's something inherently that we understand with hair color, especially in the West, I feel. So when you look and think of an angel, angel has probably blonde hair. And that's actually quite understandable from an evolutionary perspective. See, when we are younger, Caucasian people, we grow up with lighter colored hair, which then gradually becomes darker. Thus, blonde hair is associated with youth and also innocence. And because youth is associated with fertility, men are more attracted to blonde women. Moreover, pregnant women also get darker hair when they get pregnant, thus signaling that they're no longer on the market. And even blonde women report to feel more attracted to men with darker hair because darker hair is associated with an older age. And older age means more mature and more likely to provide. So if we realize this, we now know what hair color you have to wear to look more attractive, or maybe men to look more mature. But we can also use this to look at identity and realize why are blondes more attractive. And we see this in the media as well. A research looking at media from 1950 to 1980 found in America that there was significantly an overrepresentation of blonde women because blonde were more attractive, right? And sex sells. So when we realize this and we realize that there are different stereotypes, we can also use this to our benefit. Blonde women they can utilize this. And research shows that blonde women are also more successful at fundraising, presumably because they're more attractive. But it also hurts them. See, because when they did a research and they showed the same job applicant, but with different pictures, with different hair colors, the brunettes were picked the first because they looked more intelligent, and the blondes were picked last. And so realizing this power and the meaning that hair plays in our society, we can use it for our own good. I use my hair to identify different aspects of myself and to play around with it, have fun. After all, hair does grow back, thankfully. Maybe it's the one thing that God gave us that we can just experiment with. It's the one thing that we can chop off and it will grow back. But more importantly, when we look at ourselves in a mirror and we find these different aspects of ourselves, when we change it, we can think about it and think, who is this who I want to be? Right? Think about it. You go to the hairdresser, you sit in a chair, you look through a book, and then you change. You change your identity, you change your perception. And that's what I did too. So I had enough of the fake hair. It lasted for about a week. Now there's a Vietnamese woman with the same haircut as me, but with a bigger wallet. And I didn't want to have the fake hair. I wanted to feel true and authentic. I wanted to feel who I really am. Because the problem is that when in our society, we're so focused on appearance, we tend to forget who we really are. We tend to lose ourselves. And it's important to realize who we really are, what really matters. Of course, our inner character. But when we are surrounded by images of beautiful people, we cannot help but strive to look like them. We cannot help to try to look beautiful, to change the way we feel and look. So what can we do about it, right? We know this. We know that the hair plays an important part of our identity. We know that hair is used to oppress people. We know that it is also used to give power and give meaning. Well, my opinion is that maybe we can bring a little bit of change. See, every time you give someone a compliment, you tell them, oh, you look so beautiful, you're also kind of hurting them, because you're saying is what the most important thing about them is their beauty. You're making their outer appearance the most important aspect of their identity. That's the only thing that you're recognizing. And so when we only hear from the people that we love, you look so beautiful, and I love your hair, that becomes the most important thing. So I have pledged for myself to try and find opportunities to tell the people that I love the most, to tell them how much I value them for their character, for their inside, for their efforts, not just for their hair or their face or their looks. And maybe that today is the single most important thing that I can give to you. Have fun with your hair, experiment with it, feel great, love yourself. And don't forget to tell the people around you who they really are and give them a compliment for that. Thank you.